Before we begin, be warned this video will include spoilers. On October 10th, 2012, NBC premiered the hot new drama Chicago Fire. The series proved popular and almost immediately spawned the spin-off Chicago PD, which premiered in 2014. This was then followed in 2015 by Chicago Med. All three shows are executive produced by Dick Wolf, who also co-created PD and Med. Wolf is best known for creating the long-running legal drama Law & Order, as well as all but one of its many spin-offs. The Chicago shows share continuity with Wolf's Law & Order franchise, in particular Law & Order Special Victims Unit, which is directly crossed over with both Chicago PD and Fire. In 2017, Wolf created a fourth Chicago show, titled Chicago Justice. The series premiered on March 1st, concluding a three-way crossover with Chicago Fire and PD. However, after a single 13-episode season, Chicago Justice was cancelled. This video will examine why. Ahead of its premiere, the series had everything going for it, including a strong marketing campaign which called it the next great legal drama. Just as the previous two spin-offs had launched from episodes of Chicago Fire, the series was given a backdoor pilot on Chicago PD, in an episode appropriately titled Justice. In contrast to the franchise's previous entries, Chicago Justice had a notably smaller cast, consisting of 5 lead characters. These included Philip Winchester as Assistant State's Attorney Peter Stone, John Cedar reprising his role from Chicago Fire and PD as Chief Investigator Antonio Dawson, Joelle Carter as Investigator Laura Nagel, Monica Barbaro as Assistant State's Attorney Anna Valdez, and Rocky alumnus Carl Weathers as State's Attorney Mark Jeffries. Following the backdoor pilot, the cast continued to appear across the other shows, both before and after the series premiere. The series also featured numerous cameos and guest appearances from other Chicago cast members. Given all this interconnectivity, why did the series fail to secure a second season? After some investigation, I believe there were several contributing factors which led to its cancellation. Chicago Justice was far more procedural than its predecessors. While promoting the then upcoming series, executive producer Peter Jankowski told The Hollywood Reporter, "This one is a bit more self-contained, with a beginning, middle and end. It centers a little bit less on the soap opera, a little bit more on tackling issues." Sure enough, across its limited run of episodes, the series tackled a number of political and social issues.
Truth be told, Jafar is a better defendant than Byron.
A Muslim. If you get the right jury.
All due respect, but I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Well, with a jury, there's a lot more than the law and facts that have to be considered.
As long as you know that what you're both saying is, well, it starts with an R.
Republican?
Racist.
The series focused heavily on questions of morality and ethics, as it explored the complex and oftentimes convoluted world of the criminal justice system.
Arrest him.
For what? Intimidation?
No. For the murder of Alderman Christopher Jones. He was killed during the commission of a felony. That triggers the felony murder rule.
Only if the defendant committed one of the predicate felonies.
One of which is kidnapping.
Kidnapping, not virtual kidnapping.
The statute doesn't make that distinction.
While the series launched strong, it did occasionally devolve into a more standard case-of-the-week legal drama. However, it was always at its best when exploring weightier subject matter. Given its smaller cast, there was a lot less interpersonal drama.
Let's say Atwater didn't tackle that punk. Let's say he approached him and said, "Excuse me, sir, I saw you selling illegal narcotics on a street corner. Would you mind very much coming to the station with me so I could lock you up for the next 30 years? You know what happens then? That punk pulls a Glock 22 from his pants, and that's all she wrote for Atwater.
Don't forget, Dustin, you are no longer CPD.
Believe me, I won't.
Any issues which did arise were usually resolved by the end of the episode.
I figure I owe you an apology.
Forget about it.
Now I was pissed at the world. I took it out on you.
Even when at odds, the characters were almost always calm and level-headed.
You're very smart, Peter. Probably the smartest person I know. But you're way off base on this. Dinner was a nice touch, though.
Instead, the series' agency stemmed from the characters' personal convictions, shaped by their respective histories, in relation to a particular case.
Your DNA didn't buy those pills. Your DNA didn't make you swallow them.
All I'm saying is, if he wasn't my father, maybe Dawson's not the chief investigator. Maybe I'm calling the shots now. Maybe I get to rush home to take care of my kid after work.
The characters' personal lives took more of a back seat. While this approach may have been unfamiliar to fans of the other Chicago shows, it was more in keeping with Wolf's first success, Law & Order. Chicago Justice was more closely linked to the Law & Order franchise than any other Chicago show, with the possible exception of Chicago PD. The series and its backdoor pilot featured several guest appearances from established Law & Order characters. In fact, Peter Stone was confirmed to be the son of Michael Moriarty's Ben Stone, who appeared in the first 4 seasons of Law & Order.
Come on, Peter. We're talking about a man's liberty here. Your father...
My father? Screw my father. Maybe he can live with one foot in heaven.
And you can't.
And neither can you. You left him just like I did, Paul. I'm not the only acorn under the damn tree.
Michael S. Chinutchin, who had served as an executive producer on Law & Order, was also brought on to executive produce Chicago Justice. Chinutchin shared his vision for the series with The Hollywood Reporter. Basically, I wanted to bring back Law & Order. I wanted grounded, things that could really happen, problems that really arise. Chinutchin also quoted Dick Wolf as saying, "I want Law & Order, but different." When asked about the decision to cancel Chicago Justice, Robert Greenblatt, the former chairman of NBC Entertainment, told Deadline, "It just became somewhat of a real estate issue, and just looking at how many of these Chicago shows we can sustain. We thought they were all good, but it seemed like Justice was the most conventional. It was the closest to a Law & Order show, so we thought maybe this is the one we should sacrifice. But it wasn't because the show wasn't good. It was really because of a lot of other factors." Ultimately, it would appear to have been a question of which series was the most expendable. And frankly, that was always going to be Chicago Justice. It was the youngest show and therefore had the least to lose. Despite its quality, it was the most disposable.
I mean, I've never been to a firefighter bar before.
Oh, yeah. We've got cops, doctors, lawyers. Well, not so many lawyers anymore.
Following the series' cancellation, many of its characters have subsequently appeared in other shows. Philip Winchester appeared in Chicago Med's Season 3 premiere, Speak Your Truth, before becoming a series regular on Law & Order Special Victims Unit, beginning with the Season 19 episode, The Undiscovered Country. John Cedar returned to Chicago PD in the Season 5 premiere, Reform. Monica Barbaro made 2 further appearances on PD in the episodes Snitch and Monster, while Carl Weathers appeared in the SVU episode, Zero Tolerance. Additionally, several supporting characters who originated on Chicago Justice have also appeared in other shows.
I know. What am I doing here? Well, turns out that my client, her firm, has a satellite office in Chicago.
The series itself may have been short-lived, but its impact was wide-reaching. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Would you have liked to have seen another season of Chicago Justice, or were you satisfied with the way things worked out? If you liked this video, why not give it a thumbs up? Maybe share it with a friend, or an enemy. Either way, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to see more content here on Channel 73.